Welcome to day 13 of the Unshakable Transmission series. Today is going to be a really interesting topic. Each morning before I come on here, I place my hand on my heart and I just connect inward with my heart and I channel. I think it's hello, Melody, you joined just in time. And so each morning I place my hand on my heart and I connect with what's meant to be shared. So many times we're operating from our minds, our logical minds that are completely limited in fears, in doubts, in scarcity. And so today, this episode is going to be really, really juicy and powerful because I'm going to be talking about something raw and vulnerable. And it's all going to be about heart, courage, and performance masks. I love how you're training at the gym. I love it. So this morning when I placed my hand on my heart to connect in with what wants to be shared today, I'm doing this 28-day challenge where a group of people, I think 1,400 people, share, something that is raw and vulnerable for them, something that is, true, a shadow. And so this morning when I sat with myself, I asked my heart what wants to be shared, and I'm going to share a few stories that I feel many will see themselves in. So to start, my whole life, I wore a mask. It was all based on performance. And I learned at a young age that the more I achieve, the more love I receive. And so this really created a belief inside my nervous system that I need to earn love, that I need to achieve, that I need to be perfect. And I know many others, especially my clients, have navigated this as well. And when you're younger, receive validation from doing something, you learn at a young age that you are loved not for who you are, but for what you do. I'm going to say that again. If you've had experiences when you were younger where you were loved based on achieving or performance, then you learned inside your body that you are not loved for who you are. You are loved for what you do. And as a result of this, growing up, I was really, really good at soccer. I got praised. I got so much validation. And that created this inside of me of I'm only loved when I'm achieving, when I'm performing. And so as a result of that, I hid my heart. I wore masks. I focused on being really, really successful. I, just kept chasing. I went to UC Berkeley, got, great degree, then went into corporate America, kept climbing the corporate ladder, achieving, because for my nervous system and body, I learned and thought the more I achieve, the more I'll be loved, the more I'll be accepted, the more I'll belong. But throughout all of this, I didn't feel safe being who I truly am. It got to a point where I got everything I wanted. I got the wealth, I got the success, I got the achievement, I got the partner, I got everything. And I felt just like empty. I felt nothing. I felt like this is all. And I realized I was never chasing money or chasing any of those things. I was chasing love. I was chasing acceptance. And so this is why in all of my work, I'm doing an abundance program right now for 21 days if you want to join. But this is why in my work, you're not focused on the money. You need to focus on healing the part of you inside you that doesn't feel you're worthy, that doesn't think you're lovable. That's why the abundance doesn't come or the abundance doesn't feel good. And so when clients reach out and want to work together, I really say to them, you're investing in yourself. You're investing in the next version of you. You're not paying me. You're paying yourself. I'm just holding the energetic container to help you unlock the highest version of yourself. And so really, guys, when we do not feel safe being loved for who we truly are, it runs deep. You unconsciously wear masks, not letting people see who you truly are. For so long in my life, I felt it was unsafe to show my heart. I felt it was unsafe to be who I truly am. And the greatest gift you can give yourself is becoming the version of you that your past self really, really needed. That's who I am. And so I kept climbing the corporate ladder, kept climbing, getting promoted, having success, having wealth, it never feeling like enough. I was faced with a life or death incident. And in that moment, it was really, really heavy. And I realized, holy shit, I didn't live a life authentic to me. I didn't have the courage to be who I truly am. I didn't have the courage to let people see the side of me that I never let them see. And the truth was, I put on this persona, this mask, this performance, and it was so unconscious. If you asked me a few years ago, I would have said no, like I'm being myself. And it was so unconscious. And so I didn't realize that because in my nervous system, I didn't feel safe, I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel accepted. I constantly was chasing something outside of me, and it was never enough. I had wealth, I had success, but it never was enough. So wherever you're at, if you are someone that has wealth and never feels like enough, or don't have all the abundance that you desire, but deeply desire it, it's not because you're not going to get it. It's because you haven't done the deep inner work that will allow you to receive it. Because right now, it doesn't feel safe for you to receive. It feels safer where you're at, where your current nervous system baseline is at. So if you want more, you need to do the deep inner work and really meet the aspects of you that don't feel safe being who you truly are. And the moment that I had the life or death incident, I really sat with myself and realized, holy shit, like I have lived a life that is not true to me. I got everything I wanted, but I didn't even want any of this. And really what drove all of this and fueled all of this was shame, deep shame about who I am and that I'm only worthy if I'm achieving or performing. And when I met those aspects within myself, I walked away from everything. I left my corporate job. I started my own business. I left San Francisco, moved to Bali, and started creating a life that is actually me, is authentic to me. I started tapping into true parts within myself, like my sensitivity. I'm so sensitive. I have such a big heart, and it's something that I've really been scared to show. I've really tried to not allow others to see this side of me because I thought I was only accepted or loved for this like strong independent person, this and that. And really, like, this strong, independent person, this armor was really just creating more scarcity in my life, because the idea that you need to do it all alone, the idea that you have all the answers, the idea that you don't need anyone just continues to perpetuate that you're not safe to receive, that you're not supported, that you're not guided. And I remember everything shifted for me when I started investing in myself, in programs and mentors. And what I learned is that I was never paying this person. I was always paying myself, unlocking a new version of myself. And so it was really about me being committed to myself and me feeling worthy. And so wherever you're at in your life, I want you to place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath, exhale, and just really be honest with yourself on where you are still wearing masks, where you don't feel safe disclosing key aspects of yourself, because your authenticity is what's going to magnetize your desires. And so really reflect on where you're still performing instead of being. Where are you continuously creating this narrative that it's not safe to be who you are, or that you're only going to be loved and accepted if you are doing rather than being? And that continuously puts you in a state of scarcity because you're doing, pushing things away rather than creating space to receive. And so in my work, I really help you create the safety in your nervous system to rewire this so that scarcity leaves your body. Because scarcity was learned. It's not who you actually are. I'm placing my hand on my heart to see what else wants to come through and be shared. I think many people will resonate with the fact that You have shame, and that's driving your behaviors, and not just driving your behaviors, but blocking you from receiving more abundance. When you have shame and belief of it's not safe to be who I am, or I'm not loved unless, or I am loved because I achieve, that's going to continuously create this shame spiral, this scarcity in your body. I'm someone that has navigated a lot of shame and alchemized it into abundance. And so it is possible to release this shame. And the more that you meet with it and do the deep inner work, the more that you open yourself up to a world of magic, miracles, abundance. And it's really the energy of like, yeah, it's my birthright. I deserve it no matter what. And really ask yourself, what aspects of yourself are you scared to let the world see? Because that is the medicine that the world really, really wants. That is the medicine that will heal. You know, this morning I came on and like connected with my heart. I'm going to spray this essential oil to stay in my body. I connected with my heart and asked what wanted to be shared. I mentioned this at the beginning of the episode, wherever you're catching it. And there was a part of me that wanted to come on here so energized, so much joy. But I woke up today not in that energy. I woke up today just kind of feeling neutral, kind of feeling a little sad, processing some stuff from the past, like 6 years ago. And so I want to share with you and show you that you're not loved for what you do. You're loved just for your authenticity, for your essence, for your truth. I'm here in service of truth, of unconditional love, of God. And so I'm a transmission, I'm a channel. And, you know, when I've reflected on in my life, like where I wore masks, performance, it was so unconscious. And so when I walked away from everything about a year ago in San Francisco, I burned everything down. I created a business, and it was so amazing. I was talking a lot about wealth attraction and manifestation. And then I burned it down like 6 months ago because I realized that wasn't all the truth. It wasn't. And I'm only here for truth. And I think I unconsciously was operating in another mask. And I want to be fully authentic, fully just truth. You know, I want to show you that there's nothing different between me and you. We're all human. We're all very, very similar. And I think when I first started my business, there was masks, there was performance. It was so unconscious. And so I burned it down because I'm unavailable for anything that is not 100% in alignment. Like even to all my offers, even to, you know, my programs, everything, like it truly comes from my heart. It truly comes from service. It truly comes from having a bigger calling here, a mission here. And so I want to ask you, for you to reflect on, what would happen if you led from your heart for just 24 hours? If you allowed people to see parts of yourself that you exile, if you allowed the world to see the real you, if you were honest about what you truly desired. On one of these Unshakable Series, we're going to specifically talk about desires. But I'm not saying the desire that you think you should have. I'm not saying the desire of what you think the world wants of you. You know, my whole life, I lived for someone else. I lived for society. And then I woke up and was like, I don't even want any of this. I was grateful. I was very, very grateful. And so the more that you can be honest with yourself, the more that you can meet your desires right where they're at. So many times we're chasing things, thinking we want it, but we don't really even want it. You know? And so if you are chasing something and not even honest if you want it or not, you're just continuing to feel like a hamster on a hamster wheel. I'm going to pause and take a moment to connect with my heart. I'm tracking the energy in this space. For a long, long time, I suppressed like key aspects of myself, my sensitivity, how intuitive and psychic I am. It's something that I have not really wanted to share. I've kind of like hid it because I don't want people to think I'm fucking crazy because I come from a business background. I come from a corporate background. The whole world of spiritual intuition, energy, like I used to think was fake. And so I really, really hid that aspect of myself. And it's crazy to the point where I literally read energy like a second language. Like right here in this group, I can feel everyone's energy. I can see visions. It's really, really crazy. And it's what changes my clients' lives. Within like 2 minutes of meeting you, whether I see a picture of you, hear a voice memo for you, I can tell you why your life is the way it is, your imprints living in your nervous system, what's keeping you stuck in scarcity versus abundance. Like it's literally my gift. I can feel in the energy field what's happening. And so these gifts have healed my clients. They've really, really impacted lives. And I share all of this with you because what you are hiding about yourself is what someone is waiting for you to show up in. And it all comes down to having courage. You know, so many people say to me like, wow, how did you walk away from everything? And I tell them the truth, that I know in my heart what I deserve and what I desire, and I'm not settling for anything less. And so you have to be honest with yourself on where you are settling, where you are creating scarcity in your life, all because of a mask you're wearing, because you learned when you were younger, it's not safe to be who you are. You need to perform to receive love. Love just is. There's going to be another episode on infinite love, but love just is. It's in this space right here. Right now, I'm transmitting an energy to you. It's not a mass energy like, oh my gosh, you know, it's just me being in truth right now. Right now, how my energy is. I feel a little tired. I'm a little sad processing things from the past. And so the more that you can be in your full essence, in your energy, right, and meet yourself right where you are, everyone else is going to meet you right there, even your desires, even the abundance. But the more that you put on a mask and you have to perform and everything's perfect and you're not meeting all aspects of you. Your full expression is not just about perfection or like good vibes. It's about being honest with where you're truly at. Your ability to receive is not based on what you're doing. It's based on you being who you truly are and meeting yourself in that every single moment. Wealth and abundance is just a mirror for the relationship you have with yourself. So you really need to ask yourself, what is it costing you, you not deepening the relationship you have with yourself? Just tuning inward with my heart, tracking all this energy in this space and see what wants to be shared. You can let go of the pressure. I feel a lot of pressure in the energy field. So whoever is on right now, you can let go of the pressure that you're putting on yourself, the pressure that is on your shoulders, in your nervous system, the pressure, I need to hold it all, I need to do it all, I need to keep going, doing. You're not creating space for abundance to come in, for you to receive it. Also, I'm tracking some energy on worthiness. So I think that is something. I'm pretty much giving you guys a free reading right now. But just connect with it. And so what's really coming through for this group here is you do not feel safe being who you truly are because somewhere along the lines someone made you feel like you were not loved, and that belief is continuing to create behavioral patterns where you either suppress yourself, you don't charge the prices you want, you're constantly gripping, controlling, overworking, because there's a part deep inside of you, a younger version of you that didn't feel loved. But really, you've always been loved. There's going to be a separate episode on like infinite love that you can tune into. And so really how you shift this, how you start receiving more abundance, more wealth, how it actually starts to feel good rather than heavy and pressure, is rewiring at the root. The money, success, business, those are all just like mirrors. It's not the root. So in order to shift it, you need to go to the root, the deep energetic work. This is all the work that I do inside of my programs and offers. And so your body's always speaking to you when you feel pressure, when you feel tension, maybe in your shoulders or your neck. It's always guiding you. And when your body is speaking to you, it's not about overriding it. It's not about forcing more. It's actually about sitting with yourself and getting honest with how you are unconsciously recreating scarcity again and again and again. And you're not chasing what you think you're chasing. You're chasing love. But love is right here, right now. Love is inside of you. So you're chasing something that is actually inside of you. And because you are chasing something that is inside of you, you repel abundance, or abundance never feels like enough. So it's not about chasing more. It's actually about returning back to your natural state, which is who you've always been. And until you do the nervous system work, this is all the work that I do, you're not going to feel safe returning back to who you truly are. You're going to always be in masks. And it's so unconscious. It's so unconscious. And so really get honest with yourself. You can place your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. Really be honest with yourself on what part of you are you scared to share with the world and why. Maybe different thoughts come up, maybe judgments come up, different things. That's okay. For myself, I've shared this many times throughout the episode, but I was really scared to show my sensitivity because my whole life I was praised on achievement. I was praised on hyper masculine way. So I was really scared to show this softer side of me. If you are watching this live or if you're on my YouTube podcast, you'll notice my energy now is much different than how it was, a year ago, a few years ago. It's really, I just allowed myself to be more of who I truly am. But it can be scary allowing yourself to be who you truly are when your whole life you've worn a mask. When your whole life, your identity was built on something you're actually not. The moment I just started being more of who I truly am and letting people see my heart, my sensitivity, my softness, abundance just came flooding in. Clients were coming in. I didn't have to do anything except be who I truly am. Energy does not lie. Energy precedes action. So you can have the perfect strategy. You can be doing everything. You can be hustling, achieving. But the energy underneath, this is all the work that I do with my clients. We shift the operating system, the foundation. Because if the foundation is built on scarcity, if the foundation is built on survival, you will always repel abundance. Or you will get it and it will never feel like enough. So it's really not about doing more. It's about getting honest with yourself about what mask you're wearing, your performance mask, because that's stopping you from having the courage to show your heart. Your heart is infinite. Your heart is connected to so much abundance. I'm really getting in this energy field a lot of tension and pressure in the neck, forcing forward moving. So really connecting with yourself on where you are forcing and gripping and controlling out of fear, out of scarcity. If you are someone watching this on replay and want a reading, what my work does is I connect in with your energy field, with your nervous system, and I tell you the energetic imprints that are running your life, and then I help you clear it. It's one of my gifts. I can tell you why your life is the way it is within 2 minutes. So if you're watching this and feel called, you can always DM me abundance and we can do a reading together. And so really what you are scared to show about yourself is what's going to heal the world. Not only heal the world, heal yourself and liberate yourself. I'm just seeing what else wants to come through. Today, I woke up just feeling like I needed a lot of spaciousness. So I'm just honoring the energy, honoring myself. Yeah, I'm noticing in the energy field, whoever's live watching, there is a lot of gripping and pressuring in the neck. You're holding a lot of tension there, that you need to hold it all, that you need to do it all, that you're not supported. And so the more that you don't allow yourself to get support, to get, support, you're reinforcing this belief that you're alone, you need to do it all alone, it's all on your shoulders. But that's not true. That was just learned, a survival pattern. So I feel a lot of survival energy with the people watching this live. What else wants to be shared? If you have any questions, you can share in the chat. But really today I wanted to just come on here and share the truth about not feeling safe to be who you truly are, not letting the world see you, and unconsciously wearing a mask, a performance mask, an identity, and building your whole life around that, and then getting to a place where you have it all and you no longer want it, but you don't feel safe burning it all down, or you don't feel safe following your heart. And so you'll never be able to follow your heart unless you do the deep inner work inside your nervous system to feel safe, because your ability to live your life, listen to your heart, all comes down to the state of your nervous system. All my work is based on the inner work, the deep, energetic nervous system work to help you connect it with your heart, to help you live a life that feels just as abundant as it looks. And so today you may notice my energy is very calm or just like neutral. I'm here just to, share what's really truth, and be an embodiment or a living transmission for you of life's not about being perfect. Life's not about this curated image of you. You are loved and accepted for who you are, not what you do, but who you are. And so my work just brings you back to that truth. And when you feel in the body that you are loved for who you are, not only do you experience, abundance, all of that, but you experience a level of peace that is indescribable. You experience a level of magic in each day that's indescribable. You live a life that feels like your own rather than for someone else. I have a 21-day abundance container that's actually opening in 2 days. So DM me, join if you want to join. It's going to be really, really powerful. And so wherever you're tuning in from, before we end here, I want you to connect in with your heart. Place your hand on your heart and just ask your heart, what is it whispering to you? What has it been trying to share with you that you haven't been willing to listen? Just place your hand on your heart with me and let's take a breath together. What does your heart want you to know? Where are you not being honest with yourself? Maybe there's fear. But what I'm feeling in the energy field for the people that are on this live, I can't see the names right now, but what I feel is a lot of pressure, having to do life alone, having to make sure everything's going to work out, gripping, controlling, and then a lot of fear and deep sadness. So I'm here with you. I feel everything that you're feeling. Maybe you can't feel it all, maybe you can, but one of my intuitive gifts is being able to feel into different energy fields and help return people back to abundance, to truth. So just breathe into this and just allow the pressure in your neck, your back to release. It's never been yours to carry. It was never yours to carry. You can let it go. And ask yourself, what is one thing you can share today from your heart that wants to be shared, or one thing you can do that your heart's been whispering to you? And I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. What would happen if you let your heart lead just for 24 hours? You allowed people to meet you. You allowed people to see you. You allowed yourself to receive support, not because you're not enough, not because you're not powerful, but because you love yourself so much that you don't need to keep doing it all alone. Before I invested in coaches, mentorships, programs, I thought I had to do it all alone. I was like, why would I do this when I can do it myself? And after years of feeling really alone, deep loneliness, wearing a performance mask, I decided, you know what? I love myself so much. I'm going to receive support, not because someone's better than me, but because someone has already walked the path that I'm walking. Why would I make it hard for myself? I love myself so much enough to receive support. And ever since then, I've invested $200K in mentorship and programs and all of it. And it's been the greatest gift. I didn't do it because I needed it. I did it because I love myself so, so much. And it's so beautiful to invest in yourself and receive support. It feels so good from a place of, wow, I love myself so much and there's nothing to fix. I just want to gift myself support because someone else has already walked my path. So wherever you're at in your life, listen to your heart. If there's a place in your life where you could receive support, maybe it's the medicine I can offer because I've already been in your shoes. Reach out, send me a DM. I would be so honored and love to support you if it feels aligned, if your body feels called, if something in your body activates when I speak, if you land on my content and feel so seen. That is an invitation and sign that my work is for you. And there's nothing to fix. There's nothing wrong with you. It's simply just bringing your body back to the natural state, which is abundance, which is who you've always been. You've just gone away from it based on different experiences in your life. And the way to return back to it is through deep nervous system, inner work, energy work, nervous system, what I do. And then also to get honest with yourself. What is your heart telling you that you haven't been willing to listen? I'm getting also in this energy field constriction in the throat. So for those that are live here, where in your life are you not speaking your truth, or where are you not allowing yourself to receive support? I notice there's some hesitancy energy in this space. And I call it out not to shame, not to judge, not to blame, but to create a space where it's okay. All of you is welcome here. All of you is celebrated. All of you is so fucking powerful. And so just allow yourself to speak what wants to be shared, what you're scared to say. And if my work speaks to you, I would love for you to send me a message. Because I have been in your shoes before and it was hard. And so I really see you and everything that you're navigating and walking. What else wants to be shared before we close out? I'm going to leave it there. I'm intentionally not going to summarize because the work I do is not from the mental mind. I know business very well. I know strategy. I know sales. I know all of that. But the work I do is really from heart. It's from resonance. It's from alignment. It's from my heart to yours. So I know wherever you're at, if you're listening to this live or if you're on the replay, I know you will get the nuggets out of this. And do one thing today that is from your heart, that pushes you off the ledge. Maybe it's speaking your truth. Maybe it's reaching out to get support. If my services align with you, maybe it's sharing something that you've been scared to share. But whatever it is, do that. And thank you so much for being here.